Women's participation in the workforce is at an all-time high right now. However, there is still quite a bit of disparity between men and women, especially when it comes to finances. It is also often shown that women's financial planning is different as compared to men, with a study showing that only 33% of women report making independent financial decisions, as compared to 64% men. Let's take a look at the possible causes for these stats, and further discuss how we can shape things for the better. There are a number of factors that play a role in setting up the disparities that women face in their finances. Even ignoring the gender wage gap, women have a big disadvantage in terms of lost earnings and promotions because of the disproportionately large role they play in raising a family. Most prominently, taking a career birth after giving birth to a child. Along with affecting their salary, savings and SIPs, it also pulls them back a couple of steps in their careers as they have to catch up to the workflow or adjust to the new routine of balancing work and home. Personality-wise, women in finance have been shown to make decisions that are less risky, more diversified and more social, like investing back into society for growth. Even for savings, women have payment of their debt as first priority, ahead of vacationing, which men prefer to save for. Likewise, men tend to show more risk-taking ability in investments, leading to higher behavioral blunders, whereas the risk-averse nature of women makes them more balanced investors, leading to risk-adjusted returns. Most financial services, platforms and literacy modules are dominated by men. This makes financial planning for women not only more difficult but also more important, as women have to arm themselves with the information, tools and knowledge just to be comfortable dealing with such male-dominated decision spheres. So let's take a closer look at each of the domains that need to be considered in the finance sphere to grasp a proper understanding of what needs to be done. Traditionally, household budgeting has always been the responsibility of the woman, as dictated by gender-specific norms. However, budgeting is quite important at the personal level as well, as it helps in planning how much you need to save and how to increase your income. The budget needs to be planned out well, based on your expenses and goals. The best way to do this is to use budgeting guidelines such as the 50-30-20 rule or the 70-30 rule. Men, more often than women, fall into credit default. Research conducted by the United Nations Population Fund showed that women tend to lean on their savings rather than take out a loan to accomplish a task. This goes back to the risk-taking and risk-averse nature of men and women respectively. However, having a debt to pay is not necessarily a bad thing, especially if you need to invest in making your life better for the future. Just make sure you're taking out a loan that can be dealt with sustainably given your income, and that you apply for a loan only when you have a healthy credit score. We have mentioned a couple of times already how women have been observed to be relatively more risk-averse. Though the number of women getting in on investing is definitely on the rise, it is always better to aim for maximum potential. If you have money just lying in your savings account, truth is that you could be putting it to better use. If begun early, investment can help women build equity quite impressively by the time of retirement, especially if you understand the power of compounding. Just make sure you invest only with money you can afford to lose. Being risk-averse in that sense is perhaps a good idea after all. Insurance providers offer special insurance plans for women, normally for lower premiums as compared to men. This is caused by the fact that women tend to have higher life expectancies than men. This reduces the risk of the claim, so women are given a 3-year setback on premiums on average. This means a 43-year-old woman and a 40-year-old man have the same insurance premiums. So it is best to make the most of this plus side and get yourself insured as soon as possible, especially considering the continuing increase in healthcare costs. However, along with insurance, an emergency fund is also vital to deal with unanticipated emergencies that might come knocking at your door. If you're an entrepreneurial woman, you might very well know the hardships of arranging the needed finances, let alone generating a steady revenue. You may consider your closer circles to find the right financing solution for your establishment. But the truth is, you shouldn't take the government out of the picture for financial aid. For instance, the Government of India has introduced trade-related entrepreneurship assistance and development, exclusively for women. Here, the government grants 30% of the total project cost, which is determined by certain respectful lenders, who also finance the other 70% of the project cost as a loan. The Bharatiya Mahila Bank Business Loan offers women applicants up to 20 crore rupees as a loan for manufacturing companies with an interest rate of 10.15%. There are other programs like Mudra Yojana scheme, Udyogini scheme and Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana as well that encourage women to pursue their entrepreneurial spirit and become financially sound. Banks in India now help women have more secure earnings through special savings accounts. Those who use these accounts for their regular transactions can often obtain discounts, rewards, cashback, and more. Furthermore, these accounts do not require to have a minimum balance if they are associated with either an SIP or a recurring deposit. The interest rate for women applicants on a loan is usually low as compared to men. There is almost a 0.05% interest rate difference on average. If a couple has applied for a joint home loan, they have a good chance of getting a lower interest rate if the primary applicant is the woman. The Income Tax Department of India is gender neutral by principle. Tax charged on income is equal for both men and women. But women can still avail a few deductions and increase their income by exploring their options and building steady tax planning. For a working Indian woman, there is a chance of saving 1.5 lakh rupees in a financial year in terms of tax deductions. Real estate is also in favor of savings for women. Governments of different states in India offer lower to zero transfer and stamp duties in case of gift deeds, conveyance deeds, and sale deeds. Some municipal corporations even exempt property taxes if the property is under a woman's name. Out of 144 countries, the World Economic Forum has noted that India stood at the 139th position in economic participation with a 66% gender gap as of 2018. Though there has been progress, the majority of women are still not motivated to have a career of their own and have financial independence. However, women in India, no matter their educational background, have demonstrated their capabilities time and again when it comes to handling money. Even at the domestic level, women who are housewives manage to run the household efficiently and even save some money. So it is clear that all women need to do is expand their wings and push themselves to break barriers, demystify their financial turmoils, and create a sturdy financial plan for themselves. If you like this video, do drop a like. And don't forget to subscribe to the MyMoneyKarma channel for more such content and your daily dose of insights from the wide world of finance. Over and out.